Hello everyone, Manithral here, and welcome back to the weekly update video. Now this week is mostly, well, it's going to be a lot of patch weeks this month, just a heads up. Other than the occasional holiday thing, because the advent calendar did start as of yesterday. Depending on what time zone you're in, it's now actually either the second or third day. But regardless, it goes by the game time, so it'll soon actually, by the time this video is out, it'll be actually the third day. But this week, there is Farming and Herblore 120 fixes, patch notes. Okay, so we'll go into all that in a little bit because it's all pretty much for the same thing. Well, should all be there, but we'll go over a little bit of this here. Farming and Herblore 120 fixes. It says it is now possible to add noted insects to the crops and ranch at a time. You will now be notified when you have the right levels to make the primal pulp. Creating unfinished potions will no longer provide duplicate vials. You will no longer be able to make potions with ingredients stored on your beast of burden. Leave the yak alone. The scroll of cleansing now saves the correct number of ground wall spikes. Drinking the overload potion while using the maniacal or berserker ores will now correctly boost combat stats to 130. But there's a lot more of that to come in the patch notes itself, so do keep that in mind. Java Client Sunset says, having announced the decision to move from Java to NXT earlier this month, they wanted to give everybody a heads up that they will be shutting down RuneScape's legacy Java client from December 18th, 2019. Closing the Java client means they can focus on the far superior NXT version, which offers users loads of benefits and better performance, increased draw distance, and enhanced graphics. It says, but fear not, if you are still playing on the game on Java, it has never been easier to switch to NXT, providing you're not using an older legacy operating system. You shouldn't have any problem. I will say, as time has been going on, they have made a lot of improvements to NXT. So if you are really unsure about it or uneasy about it, please, go ahead. Try it out and go from there, because the minimum requirement when it comes to NXT, you can actually drastically turn down the graphics in RuneScape to actually see everything going on. For whatever reason, mine is loading like a potato. Well, I know why it's loading like a potato. I have crappy internet and I'm downloading. Black Friday. I'll show you guys a little bit about the graphics here in a little bit. Black Friday says, we're thankful this sphere, long life, good health. Yep. Okay, so RuneScape decided to load it there in a short bit. We'll get into that in a little bit because I want to show you guys the different types of graphic settings you can actually choose. Preloading world is taking. Alright, so I can't even select that now because that's loading. Alright, we'll get back into that. I'll show you guys the different graphic settings you can do at the very end. Black Friday. So there's different things. Two major offers in the merch store right now. A free Dragonfire Shield keyring when you spend over 30, 40, 50 pounds while stocks last. Says this exclusive version of the black nickel is not available for sale and has Black Friday 2019 lasered on the back. Free shipping when you spend over 50, 60, 70 pounds. This offer ends 8 GMT on Tuesday, December 3rd, so that's actually not too far off. They have a bunch of new lines, a bunch of new stuff to actually check out. So if you're interested, go ahead and check out the store. Activity Pets competition. And they've now closed entries in the competition. So they received a lot of interesting designs. The next step is it's now time for the teams to select their favorite designs, and as we said, they will focus on creative ideas rather than artistic talent. So, if you draw like crap like myself, you might actually be able to have a pet designed for after your design. It says, what about the competition? Simple, the polls will decide on the 4 winners. So there's going to be different ones that we can actually end up picking out of it. So that's actually pretty cool. But the ones will be Clue Scroll, Area, Money Making, and Rune Score. And those will actually be picked out by us. Each winner will actually get a 6-month RuneScape membership and unique LARP Godsword, which is actually pretty cool. Lootscape this month is still Land Out of Time, which is 250 resources in a random base camp, 1 to 200 marks, drop from basic drop table, which is the Prismatic Small Medium Fallen Star, Prismatic Small Medium Lamp, Spirit Ruby Diamond, Advanced Boss Core, Spring Silverhawk Down, Medium Small Dungeoneering Token Box, Uncut Dragonstone, Large, Medium, or Small Cashback. View counter goes up 1 orb, chance base if unowned, Turkey Drumstick Weapon Override, Thanksgiver Title, Give Thanks Emote, Herald Cape, Turkey Crest, Macker's Pet, Random Skilling Outfit Piece, either Nature's Balance or Lootscape. Live streams this week is Tuesday, December 3rd at 1700 UTC, month ahead Q&A. Saturday, December 7th at 1200 UTC, game time, RS Nate featured live stream. Now, on to the patch notes. We have a decent amount here to go through for you guys. Okay, so the farming in Herblore 120, the noted insects in the trophs is now possible. Using the Power Burst of Vitality no longer keeps your updated max HP value. The Scroll of Cleansing now correctly saves 5 Granwall Spikes rather than 1. Super Growth Potions will now work correctly on the flower patches that have been watered. Primal Feasts and Portions can now be added to the Beast of Burden inventories. Escape no longer puts Surge on cooldown if under the effects of Power Burst of Movement. Feedback has been added and will display if the player tries to crush new fruits to create Primal Pulp without the required levels. The Anachronia build tick message now appears when player visits the ranch at a time. Animal buyers will no longer hang around at the farm once they have all the animals they are after. Which was kind of weird because they would hang around even if it hit 0, and I had that issue too. It even said 0. Animal buyer. Okay. A number of changes have been made to the Blessed Flask. Blessed Sand and Extra Fine Sand used for creating Blessed Flask are now tradable. 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, 5 kilogram, 10 kilogram sandstones have had their buy limit on the Grand Exchange to increase to 10,000. Left-clicking Extra Fine Sand will now bless the sand when stood in the range of an altar. Experience for grinding sandstone and blessing Extra Fine Sand has been added, increased to 7 XP per. Blessing Extra Fine Sand now requires level 20 prayer. Yak Track. Scattering Ashes will now correctly add to the progress of the prayer task in Yak Track. Updated the Yak Track information buttons to make it easier to differentiate between locked and available tasks. The Dungeoneering Yak Track task will now correctly add progress when doing occult floors at the Dungeoneering levels. A Stray Select option was removed from the task confirmation screen in Yak Track. A full stop was added to the fourth slide of the Yak Track tutorial to help break up the sentence. The Witch's Doll and Abyssal Prowler pets have the word pet added on the Yak Track to help clarify what they are. Players who have finished a task but it is not registered as complete will now be able to continue progress with the Yak Track after relogging. Wow. Changed Draenor Village to Draenor Market in the Yak Track. Count Yakula's position has now been moved to make him more centralized. Ores that are ported to the Metal Bank will now correctly add progress to Yak Track mining tasks. Particle effects now correctly appear to the Flaming Skull cosmetic from the Yak Track. combat, drinking an Elder Overload potion and using Berserker Aura or Maniacal Aura will now burst you to 130. The Shades of Morton now respawn when hit with ranged weapons. Fix an issue where Aggression Corrupt Scrimshaws could be rapidly deactivated on the action bar to force aggro of multiple NPCs. NPCs that have a default option as attack now display the NPC name in the mouse over tooltip. The Eat Food ability now works with transformed into Grigovic on challenge mode. The Eat Food ability now works during the Araxor's Cocoon special attack. Achievements: the Bar's Amulet can no longer be used for Brother in Arms. If you destroy the book The End of Garadul and chop the idol in Karamja, the achievement no longer triggers and no extra rune score is given. General, players should now be able to world hop into VIP worlds if they're Premier Club access. Stop players from being able to use items directly from their Beast of Burden when skilling, such as making potions with ingredients from a Pakiak. It's not what they're supposed to be for. Creating unfinished potions will no longer provide duplicate vials. The escapability no longer turns the player to face a direction they have moved. Fix an issue where the Valentine Slam buff was being removed from the buff bar on logout. Lapis Lazuli will now function with the Jack of Trades aura. Food and potions now function from the action bar in Steel and Creation. Converted error messages when trying to reclaim an item from Diango with insufficient money from a chat message to an airbox. This improves visibility on mobile. Swimming animation is no longer occurring when headed to the top floor of the ship in Harmony Island. Dogs no longer appear as members only in the summoning skill guide. Fix an issue with the Choose a Tool interface where the button would stop working after pressing on the arrow keys. Telegrabbing gems now correctly places gems in the player's gem bag. Churns will now fill cooking urns as intended. Fix a bug where butterflies were not filling hunter urns when caught with a net. Fix a script error when adding a log to a bonfire for the first time. Treasure Hunter probabilities are now available on desktop via the Show Probabilities button. Ingots now take 2 ticks to make. The smithing auto heaters message to tell you whether your item has been reheated can now be filtered. The system message when another is requesting assistance from you has changed from hard to read dark purple to an easier to read light blue. Players can now consistently log into an instant shared world. Instant shard world, sorry. Alright, that's actually it for everything. So let me see if... there we go. Got all those preloading things done. So now we'll head into this and we'll see if I can't show you guys the different graphic settings. Which is actually a perfect area. I have to kill dragons for Yak Track. I have to kill 1,000 dragons for Yak Track to be precise. So, settings. Alright, graphics. Alright, so you can see all the different types of graphics here going on. And if you really need to, you can turn it all the way down to minimum. And you can see how much that drastically changes everything. It is much like the old RuneScape we are used to if you've played a long time ago. The only thing that kind of stays pretty well the same is your character himself. So, well, themselves, I should say. So you can drastically, tune that down, and I'll actually do you another solid here, guys. Sorry, this is going to kind of make some things bug out a little bit. But I want to show you guys like different types of things that are going on now in the background. So, okay, I did this, and this is my GPU. So this is my GPU's temps I'm running at 46% right now, temperature wise. Well, 46 degrees Celsius for temperature wise right now. And with all of the, and with everything turned down, now I do have, what, an i7? With everything turned down, I'm only hitting like 30s. Let me do this one more thing here, guys. Sorry about all the popping up and down here. Alright, so there's... we see that. Okay, now I'm going to put that to the side because I want to turn back up my graphics. As you guys can see, my foreground... Well, background... I guess background... yeah. The background frames per second I have it down to 15 because there's no point. So I want to turn it back up to custom. Well, let's just turn it all the way up to Ultra. I pretty much have mine on Ultra, except for maybe the bloom. But as you can see, there's a lot more going on now. And as a result, I was at, like, what, mid-40s, and now it's up to not too much more for the GPU. And I will say it is a 1080, but, it's not the best 1080. And the temperature for the CPU did jump up a little bit too. So it's now usually balancing right around mid-40s. So, if you're able to do that, there's a lot less load on a computer than there used to be for RuneScape. So do keep that in mind. But that'll actually be it for today's video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Until next time, later guys.